Hi, I'm Mr. eTutor, your mystery tutor here at mysterytutor.com, and welcome to video module 5-13. In this module, I'd like to go over some of the general things that we can take away from knowing how to attack the sentence completion questions on the SAT. The first major thing to remember here is that the sentence completion questions have very little to do with memorizing vocabulary, and that again is applicable to the entire test. We don't need to get ready for the essay by reading novel. We don't need to get ready for the sentence completion questions by memorizing vocabulary. And you'll see that you don't need to get ready for the math questions by learning formulas, and you don't need to get ready for the writing multiple choice by learning grammar. The SAT has very, very little material on it that you actually need to learn. Instead, like every multiple choice, the SAT is more about being able to separate incorrect answers from the correct answer choice. So remember, when you prepare for sentence completion questions or any other questions on the SAT, it's all about reading very closely, considering each word on its own, and thinking of everything in terms of definitions, properties, and standards. This applies for all question types, whether we're in the critical reading section, the math section, or the writing section. Another important thing to take away from the sentence completion questions is that they're a great example of how most people prepare for the SAT in completely the wrong way. Almost everybody tries to cram thousands of words into their head for this test, but as we've seen repeatedly, there are maybe 3 or 4 questions per test with difficult words that might keep you from answering something correctly. So all of those people spend all of that time to memorize thousands of words so they can maybe answer 3 or 4 questions correctly. This is a huge waste of time, to say nothing of the fact that it's not even a good way to approach those 3 or 4 questions in the first place. Finally, as with everything else, remember, if you're going to invest the time and effort to get better on the SAT, go ahead and invest the extra time and get a copy of this book. This is the only book that you should be using to practice for the SAT because it's the only book written by the College Board that contains actual SAT questions. Do not try to practice the intelligent approach to sentence completion questions on sentence completion questions that are written by the wrong company. Remember, on test day, you're going to be taking a real SAT written by the College Board, so when you practice, you should practice with real SATs written by the College Board. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can see why memorization is definitely the wrong way to go. And remember, it's easier than you think.